Okay, guys, this is Chase Knight um, playing Twilight Struggle. We set up a game. It's a bid for sides. I chose USSR and bid for one. Looks like chose USA and bid for zero, so I guess they really want to be US. Um, so awesome. So we get Russia and we're not giving up any influence. Um, Quick peek at our hand. Lots of ops. Red Scare, US Japan, NATO. Um, so a couple four op cards. Nothing to worry about at all. We have socialist government, Warsaw, a couple two op cards, some of the war cards. So it looks like probably what we'll do here once we set up is we'll probably see if we can go after Italy, play socialist government, see if we can coup Italy. Um, depending on what we do, worry a little bit about defectors. But I think with this hand, I mean, it's a pretty solid choice. The other choice might be the Arab-Israeli war card. So we could do a complete knockout in the Middle East. But he's definitely setting up for a Marshall Plan, so he's not playing defector. So we're going to go for it. The other mistake he made, in my opinion, is a lot of times go ahead and put two in Italy, then you overprotect three. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take them all the way out of Italy, and then instead of worrying about the coup, we're going to throw our influence in there and see if we can, then he's got to win the coup. So, kind of, that's a little bit of a gamble, not a gamble, but it's definitely what we're going to do. Interesting setup. It's definitely atypical. So we're taking it all the way out of Italy. We're going to take one out of West Germany also. The question here is go to a 3-op card or a 4-op card. I feel like if I go 3-ops, I'm probably pretty safe. He's got to get a big roll to take it. So, we could go with a 4-op card, and he's really got to get lucky. But I think we're safe with the 3-op card, so that's what we're going to roll with. He definitely has a chance to recoup. So maybe you throw with the 4-op card and you go one in West Germany too. So that way, if he counter coups you back, then you just go into France. So that might have actually been the better play. Interesting. So he plays D-stall, which some people think it's a good play early on. There's not. Don't have the ops to relocate. I disagree. I think that anytime you get D-stall out of the US, as Russia, it's awesome. It gets you into South America. It can get you into Africa. It can get you straight to France. In this case, I'm going to put one in India because he can coup anywhere. So it's a little safer. Put one in France. The question is, I could gamble a little bit here and go ahead and put one in Africa, just in case I don't get decall. And maybe that's what I'll do. And yeah, I don't know. I think probably it's a good call right here. If he coups out of Italy, then definitely put one in France would have been the smart play. But we'll see. We'll gamble a little bit. Hopefully, we can get the southern part of Africa as well. All right. So I'm assuming he's going to coup Italy with this 3-up card. So basically, has to get a 5 or 6. Probably might have been a mistake to take one out of Yugoslavia. So if he does take it to 0, we can't get back in. He rolls a 6. So taking one out of Yugoslavia actually made it 50-50 for him. So we actually probably did misplay that. Yeah, even more so. Looking at it, he's successful, so kind of misplayed that. But we still got a good hand of ops, and we've already spread out a little bit in South America. We're in India, so even if we don't, win the coup here in Iran, we're still in great shape. So it could be worse. So roll 4. Take Iran, so we're in good shape there. Does give him a special agreement, or arrangement, whatever that card's called. So he'll get +2 influence in Europe. plus 2 victory points. So we have to watch out for that card now that NATO's been played. Also, Brush War is not going to work anymore. So he counter coups, he rolls a 1. So we've won that kind of back and forth a little bit here. We're going to go ahead, give him Japan, but we're going to take South Korea. In my opinion, taking South Korea early as USSR is a big play. Has consequences way later in the game. Obviously we're going to, looks like we're in great shape to be able to take India, Pakistan. But we're still not quite in the central. Thailand's most likely going to go to him. So that kind of puts us in a spot here where we're okay. Looking at our ops, might hold Red Scare for next round. We do have Indo-Pakistan War card, and sometimes it's nice to hold that to round 3, just so that way you don't get one flipped on you, at least until late war. So they have to draw the card and whatnot. So we might try to keep it. We'll just kind of, that's not a priority, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. All right, so he goes for Mosin. He takes the easy Lebanon, and he also threatens to go into Thailand. So we take a battleground, so that way we're holding domination in the Middle East. But also, we go into West Germany so we can, if he doesn't attack France, we take France. Thinking about holding Red Scare, but if he's not, if he doesn't put 3 into France, then we take it. So kind of interesting to see kind of what he does here. We'd like to support some of the South American countries, but so much of round 1 is, spreading out Asia, Middle East. Oh. Okay, so he plays Vietnam. Wow, it just takes West Germany. So once again, a misplay, in my opinion. We're going to take France immediately. When he originally played Vietnam, I thought he'd at least take Thailand, and then we could take it back with the China card. But we could have done it actually with played the Red Scare to take Thailand. He didn't take it, so it's interesting. But we got France, which is huge, especially since he devoted his first play with Marshall Plan to set up to take the small country count. So if we can get France, instead of him being able to score 5 for Europe, we're going to score for 1. That's really our whole goal. Then he still has an overprotected Italy, so we're going to have some opportunities there too still to kind of attack Italy. So, especially if he doesn't protect it. Plays Romanian for 1 op, which is weird because it seems like he'd go straight into Thailand. So we're going to play the Israeli war card. We got 3 ops. We're going to take it because we get the extra op because he played Vietnam for us. So kind of interesting sequence of how he's played his cards. So we made a huge mistake in kind of the way we played. Didn't give some extra protection when we took Italy. But, he kind of bailed us out by not going ahead and kind of going for the dagger, trying to take France. Maybe it's just because he didn't have ops. Let's see what he does with his last play. And he's got Nasser. Okay, so he gives us another country in the Middle East. Where does he go with that op? Kind of thought he might go into Jordan. Kind of shoot with that. We have 2 scoring cards. Europe and Asia. Right now we're scoring Asia for 6, I think, and we're scoring Europe for 1. He still has defectors in play. So we might go capture Nazis, see if we can get the 2 victory points in 1 spot. It might be my play here. But great hand. We got decal. Might give him the 3 ops with duck and cover. Just kind of throw some influence out there early. We do have special relations ship. So 2 ways we can play it. We can space it just so we don't give them the 2 victory points and the 2 ops. Or he does have defectors. Okay. Or we can actually place those ops into the UK, and that way the event doesn't trigger. So we're going to take Iraq. And we're going to go ahead and take Cambodia, just give us another little battleground, make it a little tougher for him to kind of spread across the little countries. Truman doesn't hurt us right now, so we'll definitely try to get that card out of the way. Um, Depending on how this goes, decal can definitely get us kind of more of a footprint into Africa, or we could go full gutso into Asia. But I feel like we're kind of good there, especially if we get the scorecard out. Go ahead and plan for the future would be nice. So we don't really have a ton of ops because we've got 2 rounds where we don't get to place any ops with the cards. We'd like to go ahead and get rid of Truman. And I think at this point we're definitely going to hold Indo-Pakistan war card for next time. So basically, we've got the ops from decal, the ops from Truman. We're going to space special relationships and play the two scorecards, and then that kind of leads us with a little bit of adjustment. Maybe we end up not spacing special relationships. We play the war card, depending on what he does. If we have to have the ops, or we still have the China card too. So we have some protection. So that way we've got to plan an ideal situation of what we're going to do with our ops. But then we also have some built-in flexibility to be able to adjust to what he does. Right now, time, we're trending a little bit better on time. So if it makes it to the late war, maybe I know it's only 2 minutes, but maybe that 2 minutes leads to 5 minutes, leads to 6 minutes, and in a 45-minute game, that can be the difference late. If it makes it to a deep, long game, especially in this game where we've gotten D-stall, we've got decal. For USA to have a chance, they're going to have be in it real late. All right, so he goes into Jordan. All right, we're going to go ahead and play the H card. Go ahead and get it before he picks up some other little battlegrounds and catches us on the country count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 4. And he could pick up some pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. That's 6 points. We could have played the China card and picked up a couple extra points maybe. But I think right now they're keeping the China card. Hopefully, go ahead and taking the 6 points. We'll get you another one from Europe. And then maybe we even catch 2 more victory points from being able to space. We'll see. But the big thing is I'd rather use decal in Africa compared to Asia at this point. Because I've got my roots in Asia. If we can go ahead and get Africa, we're already in South America. We know we can still coup Panama. We still have Fidel, some of those cards that come out. We've neutralized Europe, so we're in great shape here. He plays NORAD for the influence. All right, so he takes one of those little countries. So we're gonna go ahead and play decal. We're gonna kind of see if we can lock in a little bit of southern part of Africa. We went and overprotected Thailand, just preemptive against a play to flip that country. We still have the China card, so it makes it tougher. But we don't want to make it an easy picking for U.S. action round 7 play or 6 or action round 6 play. If I'm him, I might attack Egypt to kind of force my hand into Libya because maybe I can flip Libya or force me into playing something I don't want to, so or even playing the China card. Um, but I think right here is USA. When you're looking at this board, you're behind in the Middle East, you're behind in Asia. Um, you're even in Europe, but you've got but you've got the battleground count. You just need to kind of attack. No, he's got a 4-out card. Let's see what he does with it. Interesting. All right, so he goes ahead and takes South Africa. I guess he's trying to set up to try to fight for South Africa, but to me, it's not where his priority should be yet. We'll see though. Our space did not work. We pretty much have to score Europe next because we can't go into our last play with not being able to play any. Having to play a scorecard is always bad. So he plays blockade, 1-out, he gets rid of Suez. Go ahead and score Europe. Even if he tries, it looks like he's trying to set up to go ahead and realign in Africa. But it's even. It's an even roll, and even if he wins the roll, I can just let's say he wins the roll, knocks me out of Angola. I just throw my 1-op from Truman back in there. All right. So things that we would like to get done. Okay. So he's taking a 1-op realignment and no change. All right. So we're going to go ahead with my 1-op. We're going to go ahead and go in Libya just in case there is some reason if he plays a pretty good play here, it kind of takes away my opening coup. I'm not shut out from both these countries where he flips opening coup and then he coups Egypt, takes Libya. This way, he might coup Libya, which would suck because I'd rather him coup Egypt because he's going to flip it at some point. But it's still in this early part of the war. It's kind of protecting me a little bit. All right. Okay. So he tried to be, a lot of times as we're going to play Cambridge 5, see if we can see if he's got some scoring cards. But a lot of times, as USA, you do an action round 7 play, and where you throw it off and kind of set it. But it's not as effective when you do it into a place that you can coup back. So if he goes and plays that to South Korea, that's a better play than playing it into Angola because I can just say coup Angola, solve the problem. So he goes to South Korea, I've got to solve the problem. He gets to coup, and it kind of flips the dynamics. So interesting, just kind of how that works. Right now in this Cambridge 5 play, if he's got Europe right now, and he does East European unrest, his idea is I will coup, and then he gets to score the card. We can kind of make this interesting because we can actually flip Italy. So he kind of knocks us out of East Germany, Poland, and Romania, but he doesn't have the scorecard. I was like, but we could have put one in Italy, played nuclear test ban, flipped Italy. He gets to coup, but that's kind of a thing that you're worth switching over. So he's got Middle East and Asia. We could put the 1-op in Libya, go ahead and have it. We could also, but we're gonna, even though we're gonna go into Japan because we want to make him waste a turn putting the ops back. But that makes sense. So we're not gonna take Japan, but we just want to make him waste a turn. We want to go ahead and set up our queue. because we don't want to lose it. So it was a good thing we chose C, and we rolled a 1. If we would have, you know, if he would have forced me to coup Panama versus Angola, we wouldn't have won. All right, so now with coup, but he's going to waste a turn instead of going and scoring a card, repairing his damage in. Nice. All right, so he made a great play to take influence out of those countries, but then he lets us just take it back. If I would have had Warsaw Pact, I would have rather forced me to waste a turn to repair the damage done. So I've used a 3-up card and I put it back in those countries. He took a a play that I wanted to make, needed to make, and now I don't have to waste a turn or an action round doing that. So he takes Japan. He tries to take Israel. What we're going to go ahead and do is, we're going to go ahead and see if we can grab a couple extra victory points. So, by playing into Japan, it plays a little tempo where we're able to go ahead and pick up a couple extra victory points. Country count, we're in good shape there. So if he starts to throw into the Philippines and Taiwan, we can get it back. So he plays Asia, we get 8 points. We're kind of a commanding position now. We got plenty of ops, nothing really to worry about. We'll go ahead and take the opportunity to get an extra victory point there. Kind of 2 places we can go ahead and go South Africa, Algeria. We'll go ahead and take that just so that way he made a play into France, and then they have to place 2 ops there. Kind of a little ahead of the curve. We definitely need to try to get some ops to South Africa before turn 4 happens. All right, so he plays NORAD again for influence and not the event. Okay, so if he takes Gulf states 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, he'll even this up. So what we're going to do is we'll play Comic Con, see if we can go ahead and take Lebanon back. So that way we don't get kind of caught with letting them, kind of even up the Middle East. Okay. So he plays his 1-op, trying to roll over there, and so we're gonna overprotect, take Algeria. Not real sure at the attempt at trying to take Angola. So now he's Middle East. We're gonna score this for 4. Takes us to 16. Counter 2 military ops are at 18, so we're really close here. All right, gotta take a little care of South America. The reason why we go 3-1 is protects us a little bit versus some cards, mainly Voice of America. It can't completely knock us out of South America. It makes it a little tough. Maybe he gets one of those countries if he's junta or something like that. But it's if you only have the ops to go, you'd rather be 3-1 versus 2-2. Ideally, you'd be 3-2 or 3-3. We'd already have that complete control. But look at the board. We place a lot of ops. So he plays independent reds. He's kind of all right. So it's 18-0. We've got the opening coup. Trying to go ahead and see if we can win 2 victory points. So arms race is 3 victory points. That's pretty huge. So depending on what we do, how can he actually manage to score? So we're gonna play Fidel just in case he tries to slip in Central American scoring to protect against that. And then we'll try to coup something and then play arms race. It's kind of the goal right now. We could play ABM treaty and then might be the better play. Um, that way, if he shows a scoring card of some sort, you could attack directly to that place. So plays colonial rear guards, which if he's got Africa, he needs to just attack Africa, all of it. I get the coup, he flips some countries. That would be the play. Good news here is, we get the coup still. Now I think we should be in good shape here. So if he does manage to do something funky in Africa, where wow, okay, so okay, so maybe he's got Southeast Asia card. Asia card already scored for. It's not going to come back out to late war because it scored in round 3. So it's kind of unusual that he's trying to flip that right now when he's down score wise. So we're going to coup. Takes us down to 2. I'm going to assume he's going to try to flip something in Asia, then we should be able to score arms race for 3 victory points and a win. I mean, even if he scores the Southeast Asia card and he's happy about just flipping it, to score it for even. I mean, there's real no scorecard that's going to hurt us right now. I don't really see any way. I mean, the only big thing he can do is if he somehow does something to get military ops. I don't really see that happening either. But otherwise, looking at our hand, we had a great hand for the rest of this round. We would have tried not to play the way as founded, but Muslim Revolution, we could probably do some damage there. Maybe we try to hold it till after the flip of Egypt. ABM Treaty is a great play. We could definitely take that card and attack probably Panama, but we could have also something in Africa if he was able to flip anything there. South Africa unrest. It's a good card for us because we can kind of go in there and kind of see if we can do some damage. So plays Red Scare, 4-op card. He's flipping stuff. Yeah, I don't even. Anyway, so we're gonna play the event for 3 ops. We'll take our win. So not our most challenging game. When he wasn't the highest rated guy. And he did a couple good things, but he also did some very curious things. So I would have definitely played some things different on his end. However, we did get a ton of ops as Russia, which definitely allow us to be pretty multiple in what we did. But things that he did that I would, he played D-stall. Disagree. Don't play D-stall early. That's a card you just never want. If you're US, you never want USSR to get that card. So you fight real hard not to play it. And then you gotta choose where you're winning to make sure you win there sometimes. You look at the board and USA is not winning anywhere. That's why we won in turn 4. We're winning everywhere on the board or even. So, good game. Thank you guys for listening, and we will do it again next time.